All right, so when I tell y'all that that was the fastest and most homophobic Pride Month that I ever been in my life.
Give me your wig, give me your wig, cause it seems like you are through with it.
I'm so serious. June passed by quicker than a whiff of popper. June passed by quicker than a whiff of poppers, bitch. I'm just like, where the hell did the month go? I don't know. It was extremely homophobic. We had some fun moments, but a lot of these girls was acting up. Loved it and hated it at the same time, bitch. Let's do it over. Let's do it again next year, cause bitch, it was too quick for my liking. Y'all already know what I'm gonna say. Patreon.com/AdrianExpression. Go there for podcast episodes, early content, patron spotlights, all of that stuff. And speaking of like early content and extra content, Adrian Extra, my nerdy channel, my gaming channel, maybe sprinkle some anime in there too, is officially back up and running. I put up some new content over there, so make sure you subscribe to that if that's something that you're interested in. I'm gonna see if I can put up some more content today, because I've been wanting to talk about Loki and everything, so keep your eye out for that. Subscribe. Let's get into it. What do I want to talk about first? I think I want to discuss Howard University real quick. So remember how on Wednesday I did a live stream talking about how they got Bill Cosby ass out of jail, and the fact that Phylicia Rashad was over here just making public proclamations and defending his ass. Finally, a miscarriage of justice has been corrected. She was over here, a whole dean, and like I said, like I brought up in the live stream, I cannot imagine having to, you know, endure sexual assault or something like that at a college campus and having to go to her as your dean, you know what I mean? Student safety concerns was my main thing, actually. So yeah, after all of that happened, and she came out here saying, well, girl, you know, we have to make sure we believe sexual assault, but she don't take down her defense of Bill Cosby. They dragged the entire shit out of her ass on social media. After all that happened, Howard University ended up coming out here making a statement of their own, and look at this shit. It gave me a bunch of nothing. Survivors of sexual assault will always be our priority. While Dean Rashad has acknowledged in her follow-up tweet that victims must be heard and believed, her initial tweet lacked sensitivity towards survivors of sexual assault. Listen to this shit. Personal positions of university leadership do not reflect Howard University's policies. And it's just like, after that shit, it's just like, why read it anymore? I mean, you can, because the statement is out there, but why read it anymore? Who you hire to carry out your policy is your fucking policy. Like, what are you talking about? That's the first thing. The second thing is, girl, Howard University, we already see how y'all handled literal suicidal rape victims in the past. Like, we seen how it was like pulling teeth for y'all to actually do some shit, or we seen how y'all acted like there was nothing to be done, and we seen how y'all just like ignored the hell out of these fucking victims and survivors. Like, we seen it over. And the fact that you won't even get her ass out of here, it was almost like, hey girl, we see that y'all are mad impressed about what Miss Phylicia Rashad said, but she ain't going anywhere, so y'all can just shut the fuck up. Yeah, victims are to be believed, okay? And that's it. It's just like, both of y'all, both this university and Phylicia Rashad would have been better off just shutting their fucking mouths, in my opinion. Just shut the hell up. I honestly want to speak to whatever PR person was in charge of fucking writing this bullshit, and I really want to ask them what they really thought they were going to accomplish. And it's not even just the PR person's fault, it's the people at the top of this university making these fucking decisions. So I don't know what they, like I said, I don't know what they thought they accomplished with that motherfucking statement, but it wasn't much. Now, I want to speak about the Olympics as well. And the Olympics has been having so many issues. I mean, in the recent years, one of the big topics about the Olympics is how people who are experiencing homelessness, or just people in general, how they are treated when the Olympics come into their cities, how they're displaced and how they're just moved the fuck out the way, and you know, as if nobody gives a shit about them when the Olympics come. It's just like, there's so many issues. But recently, there were 3 specific issues that came up this week about the Olympics. The first one is Sha'Carri Richardson. Now, I know that there are a lot of people who are gonna want me to talk about her tweets and shit. I just think, in my opinion, if you're gonna roast her ass for anything, it should be for them annoying ass, tired ass tweets that she did. We could talk about that shit in the podcast, but I wanna focus more on what the Olympics is actually doing to niggas. You know what I mean? Doing to people. So apparently Sha'Carri then tested positive. She tested positive for weed. Oh my God. Oh my God. What the hell are we gonna do? She's She's over here. I mean, do these people think that weed is the super soldier serum or some shit? Do they think that weed is going to literally cause adamantium to manifest on Sha'Carri's bones or some shit? Like, what the hell? Do y'all think she's like Wolverine or X-23 or something like that? Like, they saying rules are rules, and obviously Sha'Carri knows that as well. She said, I want to take responsibility for my actions. I know what I did. I know what I'm supposed to do and what I'm not allowed to do. And I still made that decision. I'm not making an excuse. I'm not looking for any empathy in my case. Also, keep in mind that I think she did this after like a random reporter just told her that her biological mother had passed away. So it's just like, okay, I can understand that response. Honestly, if I was underneath that pressure and a random reporter told me that my mama didn't die, y'all better be lucky that weed is the only thing you're gonna find in my system. No, but it's like what do you want for her? I don't know. It's not that serious. Like I said, I understand that the rule is there. I think the rule is stupid, especially given how hypocritical the Olympics is, or just sports in general is, when it handles male athletes or different kinds of athletes versus others, women, black women, period. We already see how these male athletes who act up in ways that honestly I think should be punished. They just get a slap on the fucking wrist, you know? And like I said, I think the rule is absolutely silly. If Miss Mamas is beating you with all kind of weed lung, if she's running faster than y'all ass and her lungs sound like, can you keep up? Baby boy, it made me lose my breath. If she's over here inhaling smoke and shit and still beating y'all ass, I can see why y'all mad. I see why y'all pressed and mad about that shit. And whatever you feel about her ass, because I'm kind of annoyed with her ass too, especially after seeing some of them tweets. Whatever you feel about her, I just think that rule is stupid, especially given how this country normalizes alcohol and cigarettes and all that shit, and given the hypocrisy of how other athletes are handled. So that's what I have to say on that. I want to move on to this hair thing. This is very interesting, especially given this whole conversation. I remember I think it was like mostly focused around the UK, but there was this conversation going on about how institutional racism doesn't exist or it's not a real thing. And then when you have rules like this, so this headline says, swimming hats or swimming caps for Afro hair are barred from Olympics, as this official body of the Olympics says that elite athletes don't require caps of such size. And I'm just like, okay, so which elite athletes don't require caps of such size? You know, allow these people to wear the swimming caps that fit over their goddamn head and fit over their hair and help protect their scalps and y'all fucking chlorine ass. You know, like, stop playing with them. And the thing is that if you're a swimmer, you obviously know that the larger your cap is, the more resistance you have against water and the slower your ass will be. So they obviously know what they're doing and they know what they're sacrificing in order to protect it. It's just like the stupidity and the obvious institutional racism. It's just like when you are at the top of the totem pole, you can create the rules for everybody else, you know? And you're the standard. You're the standard, and the rules are based off of that standard. These rules will exclude and single out and section off other races, black people, because you're the standard. That's the literal definition of institutional racism. Absolutely ridiculous. I thought that shit was crazy. But the craziest of them all to me is this. So 2 18-year-old female runners from Namibia were barred on Friday from running in the 400 meters at the Olympics because of high natural testosterone levels, becoming the latest female athletes to be affected by the same contentious regulations that have sidelined Caster Semenya. And I brought that up because there's so much that you could say about that. What I wanted to point out is how like transphobia ends up biting, and this is what trans people say all the time, trans activists say all the time, like transphobia ends up biting cisgender people in the ass as well, because here you all are measuring for testosterone, trying to see just how masculine are ya? Just how much of a nigga are ya? You know what I mean? Just doing all types of, and it comes from transphobia. And you do that shit trying to exclude intersex or trans people out of y'all shit, and you end up fucking over even cisgender women, black women, in y'all shit. It is insane, but like I said, that's what happens when you feed the phobias. It ends up manifesting in ways that your ass probably did not envision, because you cannot see how much these phobic ass rules put people, even people who are cis or whatever, put them in cages as well, you know? It's a hot ass mess. It's a hot ass mess. So yeah, it's a lot of drama going on with the Olympics and shit. I'm not gonna act like I be watching that shit faithfully, but I just, I've seen all the headlines and a lot of people are talking about it. It's such a nuanced conversation, especially when you throw in the racism and transphobia and shit. Whew, I would be tired of dealing with their ass. And I guess we can end this with some pop culture, music industry shit. What's going on? Chloe Bailey. Chloe! For her 23rd birthday, I guess she gave us this little snippet to, I don't know if it's like a full music video that has already been recorded for this song. It's a new song. She was over here shaking that ass, moving that ass, giving us face. I was like, okay, why are you continuing to step on our necks like this, bitch? Give us some time to breathe. Give us some room. Give our fucking veins some space to pump the blood from our fucking bodies to our brains, bitch. Like, get off our necks. Get off our fucking necks. And she's over here in this fucking full split. I don't be understanding. If I try to do a full split, you better call the motherfucking and matter of fact, I would say call the ambulance, but they're gonna charge me way too much money, bitch. You better call an Uber, cause you better call an Uber, take me to the fucking hospital, bitch, if I try to do some shit like this. Absolutely not. She looked really good. Now, I want to move on to Megan Thee Stallion. So Party Ass, I guess, brought water balloons today to Megan house, and just watch it.
I'm gonna take her bucket. I'm gonna put it by the stairs. I'm thinking I'm getting the worst of this right now. Oh! Oh, you should
I'm not gonna say too much because I feel like I'm already saying too much, but I would like to see, we talking about water balloons and people getting wet. If y'all want to do only Megan Party, if y'all want to do only, okay. And last but definitely not least, everybody bow your heads as we offer up, and I got the red hair for it already. Everybody bow your heads as we offer up a prayer to the Lord of Light. You can call me Melisandra. Lord of Light, we thank you now that Meghan McCain is going to officially be off the view in a couple of weeks, I think. We give you all the burnt sacrifices, just like Stannis did. We thank you so much for getting her annoying, my father, her annoying ass off of the view. We are so grateful that we won't have to see that upgrade you motherfucking braid. Upgrade you braid on our timelines any goddamn more. We thank ya! In the Lord of Light, in Azor Ahai's name, in Lightbringer's name, in Nisa's name, not in the great other's name, bitch, in the burning of the witch that Daenerys sent to the motherfucking funeral pyre, bitch, we pray. Gay man. I know this video was all over the place, but bitch, it's Friday, it's the weekend, bitch. Enjoy your weekend. I hope you had a great week. Make sure that you have a good goddamn evening. Don't play with me.